Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. I want to thank you for being with us tonight. The desperate search for a beautiful 3-year-old Florida girl, Caylee.
Caylee, why aren't you trying to help investigators find your little girl?
I just want to slap her.
Just one curious woman named Lorraine, who is determined to help with the case by searching through the Anthony's trash. Lorraine, knowing it was trash day, stopped by the house, grabbed one of the bags on the corner, and put it in the back of her SUV, determined to find something incriminating that Casey Anthony may have left.
So if she's on the computer 24 hours a day, maybe she printed stuff, maybe they threw it away, they didn't shred it.
Top mom Casey Anthony attended a scheduled meeting with her attorney, Jose Baez, today. A local Orlando station is theorizing that the reason behind these long meetings is that Anthony feels her home may be bugged and does not want to speak inside the home.
There was also MySpace records talking about how her daughter had actually stabbed her in the back.
What does a mother get for giving her daughter all these chances? A broken heart. The daughter who stole money, lots of money, leaves without warning and does not let her mother know how to speak to the baby that her mother raised, fed, clothed, sheltered, paid her medical bills.
So your daughter stole money from your car?
I want to bring her in. I want to press charges.
Straight out to Mark Williams at WNDB News Talk. Mark, tell me about this new search. It's an entirely different area.
Nancy, this may be the break we're waiting for in this case, which has drawn on since at least mid-July. Apparently, investigators looking into a wooded area, heavily wooded area filled with water near the University of Central Florida campus in East Orange County. They call it an area of interest. It's an out-of-the-way place, again, heavily wooded, lots of water in the area. And Casey, at one time, was apparently out there, which would have basically not been in her usual everyday routine. Could they find the body of little Caylee Anthony in this wooded area,
Mark
Nancy?
Williams, how do we know Mom Casey was in the area? Was she pinged off her cell phone there?
Well, they're keeping that close to the vest right now. There's no indication that they have cell phone records from that area, but it's an area very similar to the Orlando International Airport where searchers were at before, as well as J. Blanchard Park, which is near the Anthony home.
Well, let me ask you this. You say it's near UCF campus. Didn't she lie about attending classes, but wasn't that at Valencia Community College?
Believe it was. As a matter of fact, you know, this is just her web of lies that she has, Nancy. She said she worked at Universal for a period of time. She hasn't worked there for nearly 3 years, so this would just fit into her pattern of lying.
Liz, let's see that map. Okay, so now cops are zeroing in on an area around University of Central Florida campus. They obviously have either gotten a tip that she was in the area or pinged her cell phone in that location. Now, Mark Williams is with us, WNDB News Talk. You state they're searching, but it's flooded. How can they search with all the water?
Well, they have various ways to do it. They have ATVs, which they can go in there. They can do foot searches. So they have several different means of doing it. Because remember, Sheriff Kevin Berry, even though we don't have EquiSearch anymore to talk about, he donated money and he has an air boat brigade that he has.
Joining us right now, CNN affiliate WFTV's Kathy Bellich. Welcome, Kathy. What can you tell me about this new area cops are searching?
What I know about that area is apparently it was cell phone records that show that Casey had visited 3 areas, one near UCF, a couple of days after Caylee disappeared, and that those 3 areas were not normally areas she would frequent, which is why they caught the investigators' attention.
Kathy Bellich is with us. Kathy, when they say this is off the beaten path, in other words, not one of her regular haunts, how far away is it?
Well, the area, as far as I can say, is easy to get in, easy to get out off of a toll road. But there are areas there that are wooded, somewhat remote, not a lot of traffic in those areas, much like the area near the airport, not a lot of traffic, remote, no obvious reason for her to be there, and again, certainly out of her routine.
Take a look at this dense foliage we're showing you right now. You can see how difficult it is for searchers to dig through this heavily wooded area. The news tonight, cops are now focusing on a brand new area for search. It is a heavily wooded and right now flooded area near University of Central Florida. Back to Mark Williams. Mark, how far away is this new area they're searching from her home?
From what I can gather, Nancy, it's at least 4 to 5 miles, but it's well within traveling distance by her car. So it's not a far drive whatsoever.
Weigh in, Mike Brooks.
It sounds like the cell phone records are now coming into play in this case. We heard about it earlier in that area near Orlando Airport. One of the other things, too, Nancy, every time we've seen her car with evidence technicians around it, you notice that there's a paper underneath that car. One of the things they can do if they were able to get to this area is to take soil samples up into the joint areas and see if it compares with the soil and the kind of terrain that's in the area where they're searching right now.